Hi guys, my name is Josie and this is going to be a short video on a truth that I have come to realize and I would like to share with you guys. But it's something that I saw as well in a character that I was reading in a book called Americana. I got this quote from a character called Ginika. Now, Ginika was someone who also grew up in Nigeria but left at around secondary school, so in her mid-teenage years, and she has lived in America ever since. So she is welcoming the main character and helping her adjust into her new life in America. The main character, by the way, moved when she was in her 20s. Now, the quote says, Ginika had lapsed into Nigerian English, a dated overcooked version, eager to prove how unchanged she was. Ginika, unlike Ifemelu, moved to America at an age where one is most impressionable and very easily molded by their environment. I remember when I was reading the book and Ginika was talking about her experiences in American high school. She was talking about how she would say that she was called a half caste in Nigeria, but when she came to America, people viewed the term as offensive and would instead call her mixed race. So that was kind of a shocker to her. So she really talked about how she was navigating all these new things that she was not aware of after moving to American high school. She, just like many teenagers moving outside of their home country, do not get a guidebook on how to integrate seamlessly. They don't get a guidebook on what to say, on what phrases are used and what is not used. But deep down though, as we push ourselves, and as in the story Ginika pushed herself to blend in, there is still a quieter yearning to keep certain aspects of our cultural heritage, and this becomes more prominent in settings where we find ourselves with a lot of people from our nationality. For example, when I'm in Nigerian parties, I feel the strong urge to prove that I still have that quote-unquote rugged aspect to myself, that I am not too changed by the abroad. So I constantly code switch, speaking Nigerian English at home or watching Nigerian movies to keep up with the pidgin English I might have forgotten, all in an effort to maintain this authenticity, to not feel fake. But the truth is though, the people that have stayed in Nigeria, and this applies to your native country as well, I may never be seen as 100% Nigerian. In the same way, people that have never visited Nigeria or lived in Nigeria at all might not be seen as fully Nigerian by those who have at least spent a couple of years there and then moved abroad. Someone I know moved outside of Nigeria when she was 5. She doesn't really have a strong cultural influence from her parents or her surroundings, and she cannot speak her language. So essentially, one might think she was a Black American until they looked at her last name. She often tells me though about how she wishes she had a little something to make her feel more Nigerian. I was speaking to someone on the phone. We were switching accents back and forth, and she was like, I wish I was bi-accentual. And I was like, bi-accentual? But she wanted to be able to have that Nigerian accent that I could bring on command. She kind of envied that. But I found out that to deal with this, every person has to accept that as a result of moving outside of a country, we automatically become a blend of the environments that we have lived in, of the cultures that we have been exposed to. Ultimately, you carry elements of both, whether in your accent or in your values or in your taste. There are certain foods that I didn't even see myself liking. There is no way, for example, that I would actually be able to enjoy mac and cheese if I still lived in Nigeria. But right now, after I lived outside of Nigeria for several years, I've been able to enjoy mac and cheese. I've been able to enjoy lasagna. All these white people foods that I would have spat out if I was offered them. Even my music taste has evolved as a result of, in school, you know, people asking what you listen to. So I've also been exposed to different music genres that I have found myself to like a lot. There was a time when Ifemelu, the main character, was at Ginika's house, and Ginika had a couple of her American friends, and you know, they were just jamming out, playing rock music, and she was looking at it as Ginika is having all this fun, doing all these things that she doesn't understand the fun in, and she mentioned rock music as disharmonious. I couldn't understand where she was coming from, specifically because I don't really remember hearing a lot of rock music while I was in Nigeria. She doesn't understand how Ginika likes this, but Ginika simply cannot be the same person that she was when she left Nigeria. We are hybrids. I am a hybrid. You are a hybrid, and true peace lies in embracing that and understanding that you have been shaped by multiple perspectives and cultures and interests. That is the beauty of carrying different worlds within you. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were able to enjoy and have a blessed day. Bye bye, guys.